Okay, you ready? Let's go. Three, two, one.
The recording has started.
Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of your Frank 26 UB2B. It's good to be with you. It is the 27th of August 2029. I greet you in agape love. We are KTFalways.com. If you notice, tonight we have a UB2B that I am calling Let My Exchange Rate Go. Before we do, we're going to have one of our sponsors talk to you because we just found out something about one of our products that it fights COVID. Yeah. So very soon at 6:30 we'll have our sponsor, and then at 10 till 7 we have Eminem that's going to come in and say a few words. And then I'm going to take you into the final article thread. I know you belong to KTFalways.com. So you're going to go in there and you're going to go into the final article threads. And I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. And it's sad that I don't think we're going to have a lot of people on tonight. Don't miss out. But by Monday, we'll have even more to show you. But before we get started, I'm asking you to pray for the United States of America. These are not the last days. These are not the last days. These are the last hours. The President of the United States of America is a traitor to our country, to the citizens, to our soldiers. He created, he made a treasonous act. Historically, historically, you can go back to the days of Alexander the Great, World War I, II, Civil War, Spanish American War, whatever. Historically, this will go down, in my opinion, probably one of the top 3 military blunders of the history of this planet Earth. Everybody knows that you take out the American citizens first, and then the soldiers that took out the American citizens destroy our intel. You don't give it to China. You don't give it to Iran. You don't give it to the terrorists, Al Qaeda, the terror. I mean, this is amazing. And then you pull out the soldiers. Now, if you do it in any other fashion, it's because you have a different agenda. It's not because you're stupid. It's because you have a purpose for what you're doing. It's very obvious. If you push this button instead of this button, it's because you know what this button is going to do for you. What the President of the United States of America, and I can't even say his name. I find his name so disgusting, an abomination to even say his name that his mother and father gave him. This man did a treasonous act against the United States of American citizens. We have a border where over 1 million people have come in. How much money do you need? Here it is. It's from Biden. Get on the airplane. Shh, don't worry. No one knows. We're going to sneak you in. Get on the bus. Don't worry about it. Get in there. Yeah, yeah. What city would you like to go to? Yeah. Really? 1 million terrorists have entered our country, and you can't bring back one American citizen to our territory? Hey, President, did you see those people that were literally falling off our Galaxy planes as they were taking off? How desperate is a human being? How scared is a human being about you, Biden? How scared are they that they know you have left them? They cling on to the airplane and it takes off. You're talking 20, 30, 40,000 feet. They don't care. They're scared, Joseph B., of what you did to them on purpose. No, I'm not here judging you. And for those of you that voted for Biden, behold, enjoy what you have voted for. You caused this. You hated Trump so much that you wanted something else. You got something else by your ignorance. And now that you've got this something else, good luck. From the east to the west, from Sodom to Gomorrah, God turned his back to the world and rained fire and hell upon these two cities and destroyed them because they were wicked. Just like you, Joe Biden, killing unborn babies, actually full-term born babies. Baal, is that your God, Biden? Is that your God that you serve? It has to be. Ain't no other God that I know of that wants sacrificing of human beings. From the east to the west, Joseph B., God turned his back on the United States of America because of you. But trust me, Joseph B., he was watching you. So he started in the east. And he got rid of Governor Cuomo. And he looks to the west. And he gets rid of, in the process, Governor Gavin. Biden, sir, you are an abomination to the United States of America. You are a traitor. You are treasonous to the American citizens. You have to leave. Sir, for your own dignity, resign. If you don't want to resign, just hang in there. They're coming for you. I'm not here judging you, Biden. Christians don't do that. Christians point at evil. You are an evil man. And I used to pray for you. I don't anymore. I don't anymore. These are not the last days. These are the last hours for you, sir. As the President of the United States of America. You really think that the American citizens are going to put up with this? You're murdering us in front of the world. And you seem to enjoy it. And you lie about everything. I now like defeating what used to defeat me. You. I will pray for the United States of America. And I ask you, KTFA family, pray for the United States of America. Pray that our Heavenly Father, who is in total control, God is in sovereign of the United States of America. God is in sovereign of you, Joseph B. From the east to the west, he took care of things, didn't he? You're next. Because there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing. You're in control. For now. My Heavenly Father is watching you from the east to the west. He's watching you. And I pray to him. Thank you kindly for being with us tonight, family. I'd like to, first of all, bring in, I know I'm 5 minutes late. I want to bring in John from Innovate because we found out something about colostrum. Now, John's going to talk for like about 20 minutes or less. And when he's done, then Eminem will talk. And then I'm going to show you, would you like for me to show you an article where they tell the citizens, we raised the value of our exchange rate? Would you like that? Would you like that? Tell me, would you like that? Let me see. I'm looking. Let me see. Would you like that? Okay, Patty says, yeah. Okay, Lampy says yes. Okay, Lady says yes. Jeffrey, Don. Okay, you all saying. Do you mind if I show you two articles where they say they lifted the value of their currency, of the exchange rate? Would you like two articles? Yep, 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 yep. Nana Carol, duh. I'm sorry, I'm going to disappoint you. Can I give you three articles where they literally told them we've lifted the value? Yeah. Do you mind? Yeah? You don't mind? Okay, good. Well, I'm going to have to disappoint the living daylights out of you because I'm going to show you four articles tonight. John, are you there from Innovate, sir? Oh, John, can you hear me? Do you see John?
He just muted himself.
Okay, you just muted yourself, John. Go ahead and hit star, and then hit 6, and then talk.
Now I'm with you.
There you go, buddy. Go ahead. The floor is yours. You let me know when you're done.
All right. Well, good evening, KTFA family, and appreciate everyone that's here. I know this is getting very exciting with the information we're getting on our blessing, and just appreciate everything that Frank and Tink do, and all the everyone with KTFA. But what I wanted to talk to you about, I know you've heard me. I'm an independent rep with Innovate, which means a new you in Latin. It's a company that was founded by Dr. Anthony Kleinsmith. And in fact, I was on the phone with him earlier today. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And believe me, his whole life's passion is hearing those stories about people that take Innovate and, they notice things going on in their life where they feel better or pains are not there that were there. He told me, he said, that is my reward. And I mean, he is such a wonderful, wonderful person. And it's been his life's work. And anyone can Google Dr. Anthony Kleinsmith, or you can look at the 4 books he's written. I mean, he is the world's foremost expert on bovine colostrum. And with Innovate, we have 3 core products. Of course, colostrum, which is the first milk, and it is loaded with over 700 nutrients, and it has great for gut health. They just keep finding things that colostrum helps with. It is amazing. And Limu Z is another product we have that has 3 different seaweeds and has over 42 antioxidants. And I'll tell you, it will give you some energy. It's pretty amazing stuff. And then we also have a product called OxyQuest, which is a liquid oxygen. And the 3 work together to do some amazing things for some people. But one of the things I was going to touch on tonight, colostrum is a wonderful, wonderful food. It is what God intended for us to have when we're born. And so it just makes sense when you're older and you're taking colostrum and you're giving your body back the things that you're not getting, good things happen. But my wife was looking around on some things about colostrum, and she stumbled across this. There are a couple of studies and some research that's going on with something called lactoferrin. Well, it just so happens that lactoferrin is in colostrum. And I can say these are their words, not mine. There was a study published in a peer-reviewed open access journal called Pharmaceuticals in 2016 and highlighted all of the pharmacological properties of lactoferrin. And the team behind the study noted that there were antimicrobial, immunomodulatory, anti-inflammatory, and anti-cancer activities of orally administered bovine lactoferrin. So that in itself, I mean, it does a lot of wonderful things. But this new study, which was published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science earlier this month, and remember, this is a research study, but they found that the multifunctional protein, lactoferrin, is effective in preventing SARS-CoV-2 infection, but it is also very potent against the newer strains of COVID-19 causing virus, including the Delta variant. And this gentleman, his name is Jonathan Sexton, PhD. He said, we found that lactoferrin had remarkable efficacy for preventing infection, working better than anything else that we observed. When you hear that, like I say, they're still researching this and studying, but just all the more reason to be taking colostrum, because you're getting your lactoferrin and you're getting all of the other immune factors that are in colostrum. And I'll tell you, my wife and I, we started taking these products in early February, and a Novotay says a new you. Well, that's truly what we have come to feel like. I literally feel like I did 20 years ago. My joints just seem to move easier. My stamina is better. In my opinion, and I've never found any thing that I have been on, and I've tried a lot of different supplements over the years that made me feel like this. And, I just continue to feel better. And I get calls from a lot of different people that are telling me that a Novotay works. They have different things that it has helped them with. I know my uncle said he had tried everything to help his back pain, and he said that after being on the Novotay, he can roll over at night without it nearly killing him. That tells me a lot right there. And I've had so many other people call that are feeling better. But it just makes sense to put the right things in your body that God intended for us to have. The things that are natural, the things that your mother gives you to kickstart your immune system and all your antibodies. These products, I know I will never be without my Novotay again. I'm just tickled to death, and like I say, my wife has had such great results too. Another side of a Novotay, for anyone out there that would like to make a little extra income, Dr. Kleinsmith has set this up by simply, telling your friends and folks that that you're feeling better. They might want to feel better too, and he simply will pay you for doing that. Commissions on the products, so it's kind of a win-win situation. And anyone out there that has questions, want to learn anything about a Novotay, my phone number, I'm John Brewer, and it's 479-414-5387. Of course, you can get on Frank's website, frank26.anovatay.com, and there's a lot of information on there, as well as seeing the products. If you would rather email me instead of calling me, my email is the number 71 south@gmail.com. And because I welcome questions, I love helping people. So, anyone that has any kind of interest or anything we can help you with, please do. And Frank, are you there?
Yes, John. I was trying to get something over here.
I was just going to tell you. I thought the little research studies going on with the lactoferrin were pretty eye-opening for me.
And for me too, John. I've been on this Colostrum 6 for about, I'd say, 5 months, maybe more now. And I found it interesting that when I found out that I had, this troublemaker in my bladder, the number one thing that they wanted to hit me with was chemotherapy. And that's crazy, John. Chemotherapy. Unbelievable.
Oh, yes.
But God in his infinite wisdom 16 months ago, I was a dead man walking. They told me that. I mean, they told me that. I really was a dead man walking in a lemon tube. And it turned out that when I went to go see Cleveland Clinic 16 months later, last Friday, I walk into the doctor and he looks at me and he says, "Dude," he's about 39, 38, so he's a young kid guy, and he says to me, "Dude, you look fantastic. I was so worried about you. I thought you was dead by now." And I said, "No, no." And after we talked and everything, he says, "Well, Mr. Villa, you're a walking miracle. We only gave you, Toledo gave you 6 months. We gave you 4 months. But here you are 16 months later. What have you been doing?" And I explained to him, I said, "Sir, you guys wanted to hit me with chemotherapy. That would have destroyed my immune system even further. I wouldn't have had any chance against this cancer. But in 16 months, I've been building my immune system. And I started with probiotics. And one of them, and I start talking about the different things. But he knows what I'm taking. And I'll tell you something, this colostrum was the very, very, very first thing that was put on my lips when I was born. My mother's milk.
Absolutely.
My mother's milk.
Yeah.
And there was a reason for it. God put in that colostrum everything that a human being needed in order to fight the bacteria and viruses and germs that are all around us. God knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
God knew what he was doing. In fact, I talked to my other doctor from Cleveland Clinic, and I told him the same thing. "I built my immune system. Don't you dare hit me with any chemotherapy." And he says, "Frank, I'll tell you a little secret." I said, "What's that, doctor?" "I take colostrum every morning myself. I know the importance of it." "You do?" Okay, good. But to find out now the latest things
Yeah.
inside of colostrum, we have this. Is it a protein? Is it a
Yeah,
protein?
it's an iron-binding protein. Is what
It's an
lactobacillus is.
iron-binding protein. No wonder it makes sense. Therefore, it allows more arms to reach out and grab other things, which are
Yes.
like more iron, like phosphorus, potassium, oxygen. Yeah. Yeah, and in fact, that's what hemoglobin is all about. Hemoglobin is actually a ferrous fumarate. No, ferrous fumarate is actually iron, but ferrous itself is what makes the atom of the hemoglobin. It's an iron atom, and it has like 2 arms in the top and 2 legs in the bottom. That's 4 molecules of oxygen that our red blood cells can carry because of the iron. Can you imagine what else is carried because of this wonderful metal alloy that's in our blood? Holy cow. I mean, we need everything possible to fight the infections of this world. And now we've got bad people that are creating, they're slicing DNA, they're creating other things. Trust me, God already prepared how to protect you. You'll find it all in Colostrum 6. I love the fact that they now tell you that it's there's a an iron bonding protein in colostrum that fights COVID. The doctor says, have you been sick? I said, nope. Did you get COVID in these 16 months? Nope. Really? Nope. Don't you hurt anywhere? Nope. And he says...
And another, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No.
another study I was reading too, they did research on athletes, like cyclists and such, that were taking colostrum and not taking colostrum. And the ones taking colostrum were considerably less likely to get any sort of upper respiratory illnesses.
I like that. It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it helps to fight COVID, because that's the first place that it's going to attack. It attacks the alveolus, and it goes into the bronchioles, into uh, um, um, the esophagus, into the throat area, into the mucous membranes of our sinuses, and yeah, it's a nasty invention of man. And whoever made it, they're going to answer to God one day. But until that day, God already gave us a solution. Colostrum, it can be,
Absolutely.
colostrum can be part of your regimen to fight COVID, family. You agree, John?
Well, hey, I bet there's somebody listening that would probably want to try the product. I think it would be a good time. I can give away a 2-week sampler to somebody.
Oh,
If you would text me at 479-414-5387, a new you. But what I do need is if you would please put who you are, so that when I draw and somebody wins, I'll know who I'm going to be speaking with. Yeah, we had a sweet lady named Candace that won our last, Alice, that won our last drawing, a sweet lady in Alabama. And so if you want to text me a new you, and please put your name, make sure you get your name and number, and we'll do a drawing next week, and somebody will get a 2-week sampler. So
thank you,
makes it a
John.
good
That's
way
very.
to try the products.
Thank you, John. That's very gracious of you. I appreciate you putting out a sample like that so people can try it. I love your product. It is the foundation of everything else I take, and truly, without a doubt, 16 months. The doctors are stunned. Why are you still alive, Mr. Villa? Because I worked on my immune system. I rebuilt it with every probiotic that you can think of. God did not make a mistake when He created my body. He didn't make a mistake. No. I made a mistake by poisoning my body, and now I'm correcting it with what God gave me on the day I was born. I thank you, John. Any last words?
I think that's everything. And like I say, folks, just go to Frank's site, take a look, or give me a call, and you'll do yourself a favor by trying these products. Absolutely. Well, you have a blessed evening, and I'm real excited to hear the news. So.
Yes, in fact, you're going to be very excited when you hear what we have to say tonight. I love you. God bless you, John.
All right. God bless. Bye-bye. Bye.
Alrighty, now let's see. Eminem, are you there, sir? Eminem.
I am.
Hey, buddy, you're a little bit low.
Hey.
Go ahead and speak. Hey, I see Petra's with us too. Petra, you there?
Dude! Yeah.
Dude! Yeah, you're a medical doctor, and you're allowed to say, "Dude, you look great, Frank."
I'm not 39 now.
That's okay. I think you're what, 29 or something.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you that when you guys are done, I'm gonna show the family not 1, not 2, not 3, but about 4 different articles where we're gonna actually show them that it's not us, but we told everybody that they were gonna tell the citizens that they've lifted the value of their exchange rate. I'm gonna show that tonight. But before we do, knock yourselves out. What's in your hearts? Share your excitement with us.
Well, there's a lot to be excited about, so I'm glad to be here. Everybody should be pretty excited. We've got a big thing happening tomorrow too, so we can see how this all plays out.
Well, I think what's important too is who's going to be there. I mean, everybody, major senior leader of the major countries, the GCC, we've got the UN
Secretary General, we've got the GCC Secretary General. I mean, this is quite a all talk about a program rate.
You got to get a new speaker.
I don't, John. Oh, if they do, that's going to be, a head scratcher. That's for sure. but it doesn't seem that that's the case.
No.
No,
No,
go
ahead.
No, it's just it is exciting times because I think there's upwards of possibly 40 different countries showing up, or at least 40 different entities, and so they all came for a purpose, and it's obviously it's a reconciliation. I learned, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago that for this to go down, they're going to have reconciliation, and it's right here before us. It looks like they're having reconciliation right before our eyes, and that's coming tomorrow. You know, just a little bit of background, I guess, from what I've seen, Petra, and I'm sure you have too, is, you know, things got started on around the 17th of this month when Al Nasuri, I think his name is, did a report about what's going on with the white papers, et cetera. And then on the 22nd, there was some major things that happened. There was a video of Prime Minister Kadhimi with a bunch of different entities, plenty of flags flying, you know, opulent rooms that they were in, and he was noted to be signing some documents, or at least a book. And so for that to be part of that video, it had to be important signature for something.
Yeah.
That was in Kuwait.
It was with Kuwait. Yeah, that was with Kuwait on the 22nd. But at the same time, that day, that there was an article out from Kadhimi specifically stating something to the effect that something on the white papers reforms is going to be coming soon. Well, the way it looks to me is that Kadhimi, being a politician, and the way he's been rolling for the last year or so, he likes to have things done first and then talk about it. And so that's what he did. And that's when that 33-page report came out from the 2021 to 2023 roadmap. And that right there told me a story, because it's all about digital transformation. They talked about laws, they talked about entities, World Bank, IMF, everybody. And they also talked about being having the ability to clear to Buna. And so that tells us that they're ready to go. And he announced it and told everybody around the world. And all those folks that are showing up tomorrow have a copy of that report, I would bet. And that's big, and it really is big, because they're going to a digital transformation, digital economy. And so if everybody has been paying attention to some other things that happened on the 23rd of this month, the day after, the IMF said that they were going to have a special drawing rights, which is an extraordinary move. They hadn't done this. First time ever in history that they've increased this amount of 650 billion SDRs, which is about 456 billion US in value. But they did that for countries, and then they distributed it on the 24th. And now we're sitting here at the 27th on a Friday, going into their meeting over the weekend, which they also said that they weren't going to have any problems with their state. So that just told everybody another story, is that we're ready for you. In other words, security is going to be tight, and very tight. So at this stage of the game, with that being said, all of these things coming together, those SDRs were digital, in my understanding. And so if that report says that Iraq's currency is going to be clearing through the Buna system, what is it for? It's for digital currencies. It's for central bank digital currencies, if you will, and
It's for a new currency.
foreign exchange, but digitally. And that's a big deal. And all those countries are coming to town tomorrow, or are already there. So that's part of the process. If you want to add to that, Petra?
Yeah, no, you pretty much summed it up. Great job. The fact that it's digital meant that all those countries had to be digital. And when we talk about reconciliation, nothing drives people more together than money, especially
Yes.
profit.
Yeah.
And the fact that all these countries are coming together, there's definitely a financial component to this meeting. I mean, in my opinion, it's the majority of the meeting on how they all can benefit, and all boats rise with the tide. We've been saying that for months and months, but I think the tide's rolling in, which is great. But the mere fact that the timing of all this that's been going on is really sequential. It's been strategic, and militiamen, as you said, Kadhimi doesn't do anything until he basically has done it, and then he reports on it. Remember Prime Minister Mustafa Galay, he came out several weeks ago and said, hey, we are now formally digital. And so their country's ready to go. And then I think just today, wasn't there an agreement or MOU signed with Visa, MasterCard, I think? I just glanced at it, to allow for, obviously transnational transactions or international transactions. So they'll have all the tools. All the tools are ready to begin the new mechanism to start and launch the new Iraq. And frankly, I think that's what they're doing tomorrow is opening up Iraq to the world, in my opinion. Otherwise, why would everybody be showing up? I mean, the thing is that over the years, Iraq has always claimed we're going to do something, everybody shows up and nothing. It reflects the 2018 Kuwaiti conference. I mean, with billions of dollars on the sideline, and yet Iraq didn't do what they said they would do, so everybody backed off. So clearly, everybody's showing up because they've been told that they're going to do something. And I'm sure Frank's going to expound on that more this evening. But no, we are definitely in the nexus. It's an exciting time, and I'm more than encouraged. I'm somewhat antsy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good way to explain it.
Another thing too is that we saw that you just to add on to your MasterCard and Visa is that the salary card that went out to the citizens abroad, they said that those cards were going to be used for their salaries with no intermediaries and can be used globally. So when they turn this on, those people that are around the world, say they could be in Michigan, they could be Canada or Australia for that matter. It doesn't matter where you are. You'll be able to use it. And that's international. That would mean that they're definitely 100% OFOA compliant and openly and publicly, and that means that's a smile on my face when that happens.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's where I think where we are. I mean, we are just, I guess in golf they call it the sweet spot. We're just right there, and this thing's starting in a few hours, Militiaman and Frank. This thing starts in a few hours. So, man, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that room.
Basically, that if there is, if this report that came out on the 21-23 roadmap, if that's not effectively the second article, I don't know what is, because everything has been, as you said, sequential in like clockwork. It's almost like there was a beginning of a rollout starting on the 22nd for the process to get to the completion phase. And that's what I'm seeing. And maybe Frank will have something that supports that even more through what he's found. And but for them to get to this stage, to the state that they're ready to clear through Buna, that is, if they haven't, they have it ready. It's according to the document. It says it twice. You can go in and look at the document and just do a Control F key and go find the word Buna, and you'll find it twice in there. And those two sentences will explicitly say what they're doing. And for that to be the case, they're going to be alongside the region. That's why they're calling this a regional summit. It's because it's all about Iraq coming back to the proper place in the region.
Yes.
And it's a very pivotal place because if you guys all remember that taxation was on the 22nd as well, and that if they followed through with that taxation, that's obviously a revenue generator like big time, and also the trucking aspect between Jordan and Iraq doing something different, which was door-to-door as opposed to what they were doing before. The door-to-door means that Iraq trucks can go deliver directly into Jordan, and Jordan trucks can come in directly, as opposed to stopping at the border, offloading and reloading and going back and forth that way. And so in other words, it's better on goods, better on services, and less work, labor intensive. So that's all been a really big sign, good sign of all these things coming together at this time frame. and it's no doubt that a change would have to come from at some point in time. The Parliament and the government and the CBI have a job to do, and they're separate. They're supposed to be independent, but they also have to communicate to one another. And this 2 articles I think are out describing some things that are going on Sunday. So those are day after the fact that these guys are meeting this regional summit. So if that's the case, then these items that happen to be mentioned, some of them are very frivolous, minor, not terribly important, but one component was at the very bottom that said 15 minutes of discussion, and that was it. And so to me, if there comes a time where that the Parliament needs to come in and do some last-minute legislation to facilitate the process to the end, that could very well be what they're talking about. I don't know for sure, but that sure seems like it's a perfect time, because if there's any distrust, if you will, in the government agencies, I can't imagine that. But it is what it is. But if that's the case, they would only have a few minutes to keep it tight and get it done, because the CBI is the one that's going to be telling us the main story. However, Amy did put out that there's a specific, relationship. It's independent, but they do need to do something. So if contracts needed to be changed, or if there needs to be a clause written, or it has been written, it's prepared, they need to sort it out, agree to it, and then stamp it, give it to the CBI. If I'm understanding it correctly, then we could hear something from them very, very soon. I don't know if it's going to be 24 hours or anything like that, but the point is that these guys are coming to have the regional summit, and the results of that will be, I hope and pray, will be profound.
Hey, gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, gentlemen.
Go ahead.
Isn't it interesting that a little over 2 years ago, the Kuwait conference was just loaded? I think it was over 300 contracts that had been agreed upon and signed, and they were all motivated. Oh, yeah, you can come into Iraq. Oh, yeah, we're going to be Article 8. We'll protect your money, your equipment, your people. Oh, yeah, come on. And then all of a sudden, they did not fulfill that. They were not Article 8. And nobody came into Kuwait, into Iraq. Nobody. I mean, we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of countries that were going, kind of like what's happening now. So what is the difference between 2 years ago when they were going to pour in, and they just stopped right at the border of Iraq? They said no, and they turned around and walked the other way. What's the difference between 2 years ago and now? What do you guys think? Why would you
go ahead, Elizabeth.
Why would you go into Iraq right now with your business?
All right.
Why?
Well,
Yeah.
Petra, you first. You want to go?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No,
Okay, yeah, real quickly, several things. One is they did not have a plan.
Ooh.
They did not have the white papers to direct the future of Iraq. That to me was a key ingredient that was required.
Good.
This article that came out with 33 pages for the 21 to 23, that's the plan. Okay, that's what had to be done.
Yes.
Essentially a checkoff that mirrors the need and the effect of the white papers. So they both are connected, and they didn't have that back then. And so to me, they were not ready, nor did they have the digital background required to be compliant and to be internationally tradable, because they didn't have the mechanisms, i.e. the digital backbone, to make this work. That to me, I think, is a little bit of a difference, in my opinion.
Excellent. Eminem, give me another
Yes.
reason.
Well, I guess that is a very big component, because they've opened the borders, and if the borders are open, the ability for the taxation is a digital component, and therefore they're ready to do business for everybody. And that goes hand in hand with what he just said, is that these guys have to They have things in place now they didn't have before. And one of the main things, in my view, or maybe just as much more so than just the borders, is that the investors themselves know that there's transparency coming. In other words, you can't skim off at the borders either. So when you come in with a bill of lading, it's going to get paid digitally, and they're going to know where that money's going. And that's it's a big thing. And that's even part of the United States Treasury documentation that we saw 3 or 4 months ago that spoke about that specific thing, taxation. And they're still talking about it even yesterday or today. That they're meeting with certain countries, like Japan and other places, in respect to this particular. Oh no, it was Mexico. Mexico was this morning. So they got a new guy at the helm in Mexico. But anyway, that's the having the taxation, having the digital component, the borders being open, and it's ready to go.
And the financial management law too.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Be in Article 8,
Yep.
knowing that they're protected under the IMF regulations internationally, knowing that the banks of Iraq have already reached across, not only electronically, let alone Booma, let alone cryptic, the samples that have been sent to them. I mean, this is not a waste. I mean, this is what they're about to do. Petra said something, and Eminem came back and said, yeah, that's their roadmap. That's right, the white papers. Thank God you got those white papers. They didn't have any idea what they were going to do. They weren't even ready to be Article 8. They are. And then we have the evidence because we have an article that says very clearly they have been using the tools of the IMF. Do you know what those tools are? Article 8
I do.
tools, the mechanisms that they used. It's exciting right now. I think it was Petra that said that there's anticipation, the excitement. I mean, yeah, there's so much that's being revealed right now. Gentlemen, any last words? Because I would like to once again show the family everything we've been saying. They're now saying it, and now I can actually show you. Yeah, we raised the value. It was in a second set of books. So what do you want? Any last words, gentlemen?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank
you very
you.
much. And God bless you guys, and I'll look forward to hearing what you have to say. And I pray that Walking Stick's doing well. I pray for your health. I pray for the whole family, and I'm praying for good things to come our way. I think everybody, if you really look at the final article thread, the last couple of pages, and then remember back to where we were a couple months ago, it's so nice to be able to see that, wow, they really have done this. And then on the 22nd, we got the document, the 2021-2023 paper,
Right.
Digital Transformation,
Yeah.
which is about transparency. So they have this all set, and they've been done. That's what Cathini's showing us. And now we're just watching them unfold their cards.
Praise God.
So that's what I had to say. Thanks again, Frank.
Thank you, you guys. God bless you. Thank you so much for coming. It really made me happy.
Good.
Family, I think it was Eminem. Yes, thank you, Petra. Love you, sir. Both of these gentlemen were talking about the fact that the borders. I mean, look, stop and think about this. You have Iran that's right next to them. Are they doing anything against the Iraqi border? No, they dare not. They dare not. You see, President Trump's Middle East program is alive and active inside of Iraq. Unfortunately, President Trump Middle East plans for Afghanistan are not alive. Yeah, they're not alive. Right now, it's sad what's going on. We have a leadership that is killing American citizens on purpose. No one is stupid enough to pull out your troops and leave the citizens behind, American citizens. Never, ever. Iran instead took all of their militia elite bozos and they put them on the borders with Israel. Interesting, isn't it? There's a reason why they're doing that, but it's not going to work. Anyways, I'm not here to be political. I already did that at the beginning. If you missed it, the first 10 minutes when we started our UB2B, you may want to listen to it because I didn't pull any punches. Christians do not pull punches. We point at injustice. If you're a viper, we'll call you the son of a viper. But you know what, though? We will not criticize you as a human being. We will point out your injustice as a human being. But calling you names or criticizing you, no. Now, you may say, well, Viper is calling him a name. Yeah, because that's the name that Jesus used against people that were extremely sinful. And I figure I can use it too. Pray for the United States of America, family. Now, what I want to show you tonight is Eminem and Petra were talking about these meetings, and they made the statement about checkpoints, right? Checkpoints. Yeah, we've been telling you, Walking Stick and I, for quite a while, that the IMF and CBI meetings have accomplished every checkpoint that was given to them. And that's why you see them right now at this point. And what is this point? Well, again, look at your notes. And by the way, everything that I expressed to you tonight is strictly in my opinion. But here's the irony. Can I have your attentions? Thank you, Kylie. Thank you. Here's the irony. You ready for this? Everything I'm saying is in my opinion, right? But here's the irony. We're not going to share this information tonight as an opinion anymore. It's not an opinion. It's in print form now. Everything that Walking Stick and I told you since December the 20th of 2020, you're seeing it almost every week that has been going by. I'd say the last 5 weeks. Every week. Oh my, look what they just told them. We told you they were going to tell them. The very last thing is they're going to show them the sheep specimens and put them on the billboards or their boards, inside of the banks. And that's why they're, well, you know the rest of the story. Okay. Now, with all that said, it is all in my opinion. But what I'm about to share with you is not an opinion anymore. So let's kick back and relax and look at this, because I want to show you at least 4 different places, 4 different articles, where the right people, I don't want to hear from no Parliament bozo, okay? Only the Minister of Finance, the one that's a cabinet member underneath. What's your name, Chalet? How you doing? Okay. And Sauter, you can leave for all we care. Sauter, just go away. Now, family, you don't know about Sauter yet. He's making a stink. He started to stink about 6 months ago. He goes to Kazemi and he says, hey, you got to postpone the elections. And Kazemi says, no, we don't play that game no more. We don't do that kind of nonsense. You're not going to buy these votes, sucker. We still have the elections towards the end of the year. And Sauter says, well, if you do not change it, Mr. Kazemi, I'm not going to run for president. I'm not going to run for office. Yeah, how about that? Who cares? Who? Where did you get so egotistical? Who cares about you? Nobody. That's right. So shut up. And he's pretty much shutting up. And then he came back last night and Eddie told me, he cracked up and he's like, hey, Mr. Frank, you're not going to believe it. Sadar says that if they don't delay the elections, he's not going to run for president. Yeah, he's just not going to run for it. And you know what we told him? I said, I can imagine what you told him. Yeah, who cares? So anyways, that's what Sauter's doing. There's a lot of things that are going on, and you're not seeing them in the articles because they don't want you to see them right now. They tell you a few things. And by the way, I know, I had a few of you call me and you said, hey, Frank, what? Frank, what? Frank, what? 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 Go to Forex. Why? Look what it says. What? The Iraqi dinar is about to redenominate. Is that what it says? Yeah. Well, it actually redenominated back in 2013. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed up. I'm sorry, wait a minute. I was such a, excuse me. Let me hit rewind. Frank, look look what it says here on Forex. What's it say? The Iraqi dinar is about to redenominate. And I said, so what? Well, they're telling you it's about to go up in value. No, it redenominated back in 2003 when we went in there and took away the Swiss dinar notes and we replaced them with the 3-0 notes. It's part of a Marshall Plan that we enacted. But that's why they tell you that. Actually, it's been on the Forex trading site for about 10 years, maybe 11 years now. It's on other sites. In fact, some of these so-called brokers, they actually have it on their site. The Iraqi dinar is in the process of revaluing. Ooh, they're not lying. They're not lying. Everybody knows. Anyways, it's time for me to show you some stuff. You want me to show you some stuff? Hey, Tink. Okay, sweetie heart. Here we go. You know what this is?
Cucumber.
It's a cucumber.
Pepino.
Pepino in Spanish. You know what this is? This is the same thing as this. Yeah. Knife. Or maybe I can do it with my hand. No, a knife. Yeah. This is called a lemon cucumber. It doesn't look like this one, does it? Not at all, huh?
There's a plate.
My Detroit Lions, huh? Actually, they're playing football right now, and I'm not even watching them, huh? Because I want to show you something so powerful. This is a cucumber. And believe it or not, this is also a cucumber. But they sure look different, don't they? Man. Except the seeds. For the longest time, we've been telling you some things, family. Walking Stick and I. And for the longest time, it just didn't look like what we were telling you. It's not like it was incognito or camouflaged. But we told you they're going to tell the citizens everything. They're going to educate them. They're going to educate them about the monetary reform. They're going to show them the new currency. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. And before they do that, they're going to go on a massive campaign. Oh, there it was. The article actually says massive campaign. Okay, that's good, Frank. And time again, Walking Stick and I tell you some things. And time again, you know, we're made fun of. But that's okay, because I don't really care about that anymore. What I care about is helping you. What I care about is how God sees me and what I tell you. That's my responsibility. Not the immature people that are out there that want to just criticize another human being without even knowing them. Their ignorance is demonstrated when they tell you it happened and it's going to happen again tomorrow. What? Yeah, at $20. What? Yeah, the RV. It's not an RV. What? So the things that we've shared with you, I would like to show you something tonight. Please, come with me. Bring it over. Make sure it doesn't go up to that other screen. And here we go. I'm okay. I think I'm all right here. Woo! It almost went all the way over, Jen. Oh, that was dangerous. Hang in there, family. It's always a pain to do this. But I do it for you. But the problem is that I'm going to have to disconnect this. Now, let's see if we can zoom in. And now, let's see if we can straighten out the... That's not bad, is it, family? Can you read that okay? Oh, jeez Louise. I should have waved. You could see me. Let's see. It's still a little bit on the crooked side. There. Oh, that's a lot better. Well, family, I know you belong to our forum, ktfalways.com, so go ahead and get in there. Go ahead and get into ktfalways.com, and let's go to the final article thread, and we're going to the last page. You with me? We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. You want to have fun? Okay. Let's start with final article number 1211. Forex trading in Iraq. Now, the last time we were with you, we showed you this. We showed you this, okay? And what it is that they are trading the Forex. Yeah. But you see, Forex has been trading the Iraqi dinar forever at penny stocks. But something is happening. In fact, this coming Monday, on our Monday UB2B, I'm going to bring you a stockbroker. And he has some stock with the Bank of Baghdad. And he wants to show you something. We want to show you something that is happening to the Iraqi stocks. You see, many of you think that the whales and sharks are going to buy dinars. They bought dinars a long time ago because they know what's going on. But what the whales and sharks are doing now, well, I'll tell you on Monday, okay? It's very impressive. And if you're not a trader, if you don't buy stocks or sell stocks, you're not going to understand what's happening to the Iraqi dinar in the Iraqi stock exchange right now. And these are the brokers that we showed you the last time we were together. The clearinghouses, I'm sorry. This is amazing. I said clearing. It's the same thing, clearinghouse and brokers. Look at these. Look at these. Look at these. Where have you guys been? What brings you around? I mean, M&M and Petra were talking about the fact that everybody's pouring in now versus 2 years ago when they had the Kuwait conference. Do you understand the pattern, family? Well, on Monday, I'm bringing in a gentleman that has a Bank of Baghdad stock, and he's going to show you a pattern that will impress you. In all honesty, everything that you see from this point onward that we have shared with you, that they are now also telling you should impress you. And please give all honor and glory to God. Final article number 1212, M&M and Petra. Once again, this is going to help you. They were talking about that 33-page report, right? They were talking about the blockchain and the digital and boom and everything, right? You want to come into our forum and you want to read what these gentlemen had to say. They brought in the concept of the GCC, which we will as well tonight too. And as you can see, there were questions and answers that we posted that I felt were very astute. So you come on in and check that out. Final article number 1213. Al-Nuzari says that the monetary stability represents the starting point towards economic stability. Family, does that sound familiar? Remember when we said constantly over and over and over again, you're not going to get the economic reform until you have the monetary reform. But they want to pour into Iraq, Frank. Why aren't they coming in yet? Do you see the monetary reform? No. So tell me, Al-Nasiri, how you doing? You were the advisor of the Association of the Iraqi Private Banks, right? You're a good guy, right? I work with Mustafa Galeh at the CBI and Kazimi. Yeah. You work with the finance minister too? Every day, yeah. So what do you got to say? Well, basically what you and Walking Stick have been saying for the end of until the end of time, that the stability in the monetary system is the main step for moving towards the economic stability. In other words, you cannot have the economic growth, stability, the investors pouring in, until you have the monetary reform system established. That's what's going to move forward, the economic stability. So I should look for the citizens for a massive campaign of advertising. I should look for the citizens to be given a new exchange. I should look for the citizens to receive a new exchange rate. I should look for all of that long before I see you guys pouring into Iraq, correct? Yes. Well, now I wish I would have thought about that, because that's a very good idea. Yes, Frank, you see, the monetary policy was and still constitutes a fundamental theme in the economic process. We can't have the economic process without the monetary policy. Really, Al-Nazari? Yes, Frank. I wish I would have said that. You did, Frank. Okay, thank you very much. Listen, Frank, I'm not done. Oh, okay. Okay, what else? I want you to know, I noted also that the Central Bank of Iraq exercises multiple dimensions fractions of functions. You know something, Al-Nasari? I mentioned the word dimensions. Yes, we heard. What do you want to say? The main tasks carried out by the central banks are managing the monetary policy, which aims to control inflation, stimulate the economy, balance the balance of payments, and achieve monetary stability. That's your goal, CBI? Uh-huh. Have you done it? Yes, we have. Can you prove it? Read all of this, Frank. I just did. Final article number 1214. A government source identifies the reason for the low exchange rate of the dollar in Iraq. Oh, yeah? What is it? Well, the dollar has not been floated in Iraq yet. What? That's what we're... Yeah, that's what Walking Stick and Frank said. You guys are going to, depeg from the American dollar, and then you're going to float your currency outside of your country? Mute my side, Tink. Once again, so he says, the dollar has not been floated in Iraq as of yet, and that's what we're going to do. That's the next thing, but we got to educate the Iraqi citizens first. Family, everything that floats rises. And they're telling you very clearly, that the decline in the dollar exchange rate. Wait a minute. No, you increased the dollar exchange rate against you did this in December, on the 20th. Why are you telling me the opposite? Now you're saying that the decline in the dollar exchange rate, well, that only increases the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar, will be limited? Well, yeah, it's 1-to-1, and not until it goes outside your country, then it's maybe unlimited potential, indicating that the price is affected by supply and demand. Yes, the exchange rate is determined by the supply and demand of it. So you're going to float your currency? Yes, we are. Dear God, that means that the value of your currency is going to go up. Well, yes. When we depeg, we're going to be 1-to-1 because we'll be on par. But we don't want to stay that way. I mean, a dinar is a dinar in country. But outside of the country, if we can drive the value up by floating our currency, then it adds more value to our currency, doesn't it? Yeah. So inside of Iraq, it's no longer 1-to-1. What is it outside? Well, it's now 1-to-2. Well, then that means that the Iraqi citizens now have a 1-to-2 rate with the American dollar because we are still on par with them. Fascinating. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to point something else out to you. Pay close attention. Are you ready? They're a sovereign nation. They're a sovereign nation. That means, the word sovereign means that they're in full control. Now, they haven't told you that it's possible that when they float their currency, they may only give you, those that have the 3-0 notes, maybe a few months, 6 months, a year to exchange those 3-0 notes until they're null and void. Therefore, let us pretend that they give you 3 months. Then that means that you will not be able to take part in the rate when it grows internationally. Because it's going to take time for that rate to grow internationally. And if they give you a specific amount of time to cash in your 3-0 notes, you're not going to have enough time for the Iraqi dinar to go up in value. Family, do you understand why I tell you that when the value goes up, please don't run to the banks. Please don't run to the banks. Please don't trip over your own pride and ego, desire, needs. The love of money is not what we want. It's the need of money to teach about the love of God. But please, there are so many factors that are involved. You don't understand what you're doing. And I feel for you. And I told you, when this blessing comes, more than likely I won't be with you. When this blessing comes, more than likely I will not cross over with you. I told you that. This is a wonderful article that tells you exactly what we've been telling you. Now watch this. Afloat? Wow. Yeah, that would be fantastic, Iraqi finance minister. What's your opinion about the float? Frank, I support it. You support it? Dear God, if you support, you're the finance minister, for crying out loud. That means it's been, oh my word. You guys have already enacted a lot of things on the monetary reform, haven't you? Hello? Anybody there? Hello? The Iraqi finance minister supports the floating of the currency, therefore it's already been done. A float, ladies and gentlemen, internationally, automatically raises the currency's value. Congratulations, Iraq. Because the finance minister, Ali Abdul Admir Alawi, confirmed on Thursday that he supports floating the currency in a flexible manner. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a controlled float. Do y'all understand that? That is a controlled float. Walking Stick and I want you to know that everything that we talked to you about, basically in the last, this year and part of December of last year, it's all now in print. Behold. You see, they will continue to control the float at the onset when they raise the value. Okay? They will continue to control the float. It'll be a managed float. Here he says, I'm supporting it, and it's going to be in a flexible manner. That's right. They will have the ability to stop it, to drive it, to change it, whatever they want. To tell you, you only have so much time to bring in those 30 notes. They have a managed float with a flexible manner that they're going to approach it. Now watch this. Now watch this. Alawi said in response to the question, hey, you guys going to float it? The Iraqi currency is floating, sucker. Well, he didn't say sucker. But look, are you with me, family, or are you against me? Are you understanding what you're now reading right here? This is one of the four, I promise. Look at what it says. The Iraqi currency is floating. How? Well, remember, it's all in my opinion. It's in a second set of books. Family, go back 3 years ago. June, July, and August. Walking Stick. What's up, sir? Frank, the CBI just told our firm to run a second set of books and pay the 600 plus employees at a rate of 1-to-1. We are to enter the second set of books at the end of each month for the month of June, July, and August. They are running the revaluation. They're recalculating on a second set of books to see if they are successful with certain exchange rates that they are doing. Wow. That's good, isn't it? So when they asked the finance minister, you guys going to float? He says, hey, it is floating. Sweet Jesus. Family, if it's floating, what did I just tell you that a float does to a currency? Ta-da. Now you go tell that to the other gurus. Continuing, but the central bank intervenes from time to time until its places within a certain bar. Yeah, you're looking for a specific rate that you feel comfortable with, right? Yes. And what about it? Did you reach it? Well, it's actually, for example, let me give you an example, Frank. It's a plus or minus 5%. Are you talking about the IMF tool that was given to you so that you could qualify to raise the value of your currency? Because if you didn't use the IMF tool to reach a 2 to 3% compliance, you weren't going to be given permission to raise your value, right? I mean, you know that. I know that. It's in the articles, right? Well, that's right, Frank. And like I said, the currency is floating. So don't give me no back talk, okay? All right, okay, okay. I'm not double talking here, okay? I'm not Joe Biden, okay? I make sense, all right? I don't babble. Uh-huh. So it's floating right now. Do you mind? Okay. Why? Because we did the RV, and that's a long time ago. And for those bozos that go around saying, well, the RV is coming, they don't know what they're talking about, Frank. I know that. And let me give you an example. There's a plus or minus 5%. And he added, personally, for me, for me as a minister of finance here, the best kind of flotation is flexibility in pricing. So you guys are going to float it. Yeah, and I just told you that we're going to have a flexibility managed to it in the pricing so that the price is not scared as it was before when it entered people's minds. You mean a program rate, sir? Well, yeah, I mean, but look, let me finish. So and it won't scare them when they see the, what we did with the revaluation in people's minds without changes, okay? And thus economic problems accumulate and explode, okay? I mean, but that's over with. You see, the Minister of Finance continued by saying there must be some kind of flexibility. It's not the flexibility with which you lose control. No kidding. Yeah, but the flexibility that stabilizes the price, of our exchange rate. Yeah. What about it? Well, the flexibility that stabilizes the price and settings of the range of a 2 to 3% for both parties was accomplished. Yeah. With the Article 8 requirements. You accomplished it in the second set of books, didn't you? Yeah, well, you see, look here. Let me tell you something else, Frank. Talk to me. What? You see, floating the currency is fully or partially liberalizing the exchange rate. And stop. What's wrong, Frank? Say that again. But say it slower. And say it with some flavor, like you got a little bit of honey in your mouth. Okay, Frank, I can do that. I also said floating the currency is fully or partially liberating the exchange rate. Ramses, Moses told you, God said, let my people go. Mustafa, Kazemi has told you, let my exchange rate go. Frank, floating the currency is fully or partially liberating the exchange rate. When you liberate something, you set it free. You don't put it at a sanctioned program rate. So that the government or the central bank does not interfere in determining it directly. You mean Parliament? Yeah, and we used all kinds of mechanisms through. Did you really? Yeah, it was automatically released in the current market. But you can read it, family. Are you counting how many times you are realizing the truth of what's going on here, family? Are you counting? Don't tell me the score of the Detroit Lions game, please. Why would you do that to me? Let me watch the game, okay? That's why God created TiVo. But I thank you. I know you meant that in a good way, but you spoil it for me, you know what I mean? Now let's get back to work. Final article number 1215. Jan, do you have Charlie? Go ahead and call him. What'd I say? Final article number 1215. It says, learn about Iraq's share of the new International Monetary Fund billions. Now, this is an article that is just loaded. It comes from the CBI. It is loaded about what they have been doing with Article 8, how the SDRs were accepted, etc., etc. This is the monetary reform education to the citizens of Iraq. Final article number 1216. Al-Rashid issues a notice regarding the opening of current accounts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not to open accounts. I told you, every Iraqi citizen in Iraq has an account automatically opened. They need them to come into the banks right now to activate these accounts. Fascinating, isn't it? I wonder why. You already know why. It must not fail with the citizens of Iraq. Final article number 1217. The Minister of Finance announces the completion of the preparation of the 2022 budget and comments on the exchange rate change. I'm going to let you tell me if you like what I just read. Did we just shut down, Tink?
No.
Well, finally, Greg Daniels at least says, oh my. Holy Otto says, I love it. Yeah. I'm just going to sit here and let you bask on this because you haven't seen this. The other gurus aren't talking about this. Oh, it already happened. My sources, my military sources told me that the Indian reservation has allowed, yep, okay, and it went up yesterday and it's going to go up again tomorrow, guaranteed, okay? My word of honor, cross my heart, and I hope I don't die. Okay. Yeah. So, when you see this at the other sites, tell them, yeah, Frank gave that to us actually on Tuesday, and then he posted it in his forum today, and I'm glad you guys finally got it from him and showing it to us. David Brochure says, I can't believe it, I'm stunned. David, this is just one. Would you like to see more, David? And if you don't want to, you just go ahead and tell me, and I'll go ahead and go away, because it's getting late. I'm a little tired. The Minister of Finance announces the completion of the preparation of the 2022 budget and comments on the exchange rate change in the budget. Didn't I tell you that the 2022 was primed and set because of the 2021 that they haven't shown them? Now, what is the blue quote? Family, how else can they tell you that they raised the value? What more do you want? But you have to be patient. If they are sovereign, they will announce it when it's time. They will announce it to their citizens and you will hear about it. It will be world news across the board. Everybody, even ABC, NBC, CBS, even those communist nations will carry it. Because every country is loaded with Iraqi dinars. I hope you've soaked this in. Alawi said that the Iraq financial policy during a year and a half went through five exceptional circumstances. Actually, it was much more than that, but I'll accept 5 calculations. Yeah, whatever. And we entered the beginning of the government's work without any financial safety valve. That's right, sucker. When you started the year of 2021, you started without the RI. But the process of changing, I'm sorry, what? Changing what? My underwear? What? But the process of changing the exchange rate was not easy. Are you listening, family? Are you reading? Not an opinion any longer. Our opinions of months and months of study with you is now in print as their opinion. Are you with me, family? You must be patient. You must be patient. And I won't be with you when this happens. And that's the second or third time. He continued and he said, you know what? The dollar exchange rate, it should have been changed years ago. Which reflected something beneficial to reform the economic system. There it is again. You need the monetary reform before you can have the economic reform. And the dollar exchange rate against the dinar should have been changed years ago. It would have reflected everybody pouring in 2.5 years ago from the Kuwait conference. But no, we blew that, didn't we? It would have reflected something beneficial for our economic reform. But no. But you don't have all those knuckleheads. You don't have Malachi. I heard some guru. I couldn't believe it. Some guru actually said, we're not going to have this because Malachi's coming back and he's going to take over again. What? Good God. Somebody. Oh, man. It just bothers me when people lie like that. They've got to be Democrats. The process of changing the exchange, that's 2 or 3 times already now. They've told you. Look at, he continued and he said, the dollar exchange rate should have been changed years ago, which it would have reflected something good for our economic reforms. And then our fiscal, and our monetary policy is reformist and must continue. Ladies and gentlemen, our fiscal and monetary policy is the monetary reforms of the Iraqi dinar. It is now reformist. If I was a Democrat and I became a Republican, it would be that I am a reformed Democrat. I have changed into a Republican. Ladies and gentlemen, the finance minister is telling you that their monetary policy has changed and it must continue in the manner that they have changed it. Do you have any arguments with that, family? And he said, we have started to correct this reform work. Yeah, because of the reinstatement that you're about to announce. The preparation for the 22 budget has been completed. Yeah, Eddie knows he's going berserk. And the exchange rate, what? The exchange rate reflects many issues. You think? Salary, HCL, economic growth. Yeah, you don't have to say that. Why are you wasting my... Go on, finish what you got to say. The exchange rate. It reflects many issues. And its rise is it's what? Its rise is beneficial to some. It's what? Its rise, Frank. Doggone it. Second set of books. It rose, okay? We're about to introduce it. Quit acting so dramatic. And its rise is beneficial to some economic sectors. All the sectors, you knucklehead. Nana Carroll's listening. Do I have your attention, family? Are you seeing Walking Stick and my words literally word for word? There's more. The Minister of Finance reveals important details about the 2022 budget. Salaries, money smuggled due to corruption. Yeah, you mean it's got... it reflects many issues? Yeah. If you want to read those issues, family, you can read about it right here. Knock yourself out. The exchange rate reflects many issues, and its rise is beneficial for some economic sectors. When we changed, come on, one more time. When we changed the exchange rate, what? Well, the exchange rate reflected many issues, and it was beneficial for our economic sectors. Okay? Okay. How many is this? 4 or 5 now? How many more ways can they tell you, ladies and gentlemen? How many more ways can the other gurus on the internet tell you the opposite? It bothers me that they do that to you. Final article number 1218. The phoenix rises from its ashes. Because Al-Kazimi says the Baghdad Conference embodies Iraq's vision of establishing the best relationships with its surrounding and the world. Didn't I tell you that Iraq would become a central hub? Didn't I tell you that Iraq was important to the Middle East? Didn't I tell you that they would lead the basket that they would be involved with? Didn't I tell you that everybody's counting on Iraq to raise the value of their currency? The phoenix rises from its ashes. You better believe it. This is an amazing article. What they have done, he says, will help this ancient country rise again. A program rate will not. Of course not. And what we have done is it will help this ancient country rise again so that it restores its historical role, which extends back to 7,000 years. The CBI, like Walking Stick and I told you, are on a massive campaign to educate the citizens all over the place. Hang in there. I'm about to end our conference call, okay? Hang in there. These are some places where you might want to look at. Final article number 1019. What you're looking at right here, family, is the final article thread where we put together some communications from the CBI to the Iraqi citizens about the monetary reform. Please enjoy. They talk to them about their microsoftware. They talk about the SDR. They talk about Buma. They talk about the cryptocurrency. They talk about their Islamic banks, how they've hooked up with other banks around the world. They talked about the audit that was done and analysis. They talked, there it is right there, bank managements and what they're going to be doing, the services for the Iraqi citizens. They talk about the psychotechniques that they're drafting now and using, the new mechanisms for their bankings. Very good. And finally, family, final article number 1220. Nationalization of Iraqi banks. Why would the CBI, why would Kazemi want to educate the Iraqi citizens about their banks? Because they don't trust them. But they are learning that they can. And when you read the negative effects of nationalism, when you read that the government took control of the banking, when you read this, the opposite in the case of government banks, when you read this, and these are the solutions, when you read this, you will smile. Final article number 1221. The Secretary General of the GCC announces his participation in the Baghdad conference. Well, of course. Of course. Come on, man. Everybody's here. Everybody. The whole Kuwait conference is here. GCC, come on in. WTO, come on in. Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, come on in. Actually, no. You guys have become too woke. Boy Scouts, you're a bunch of perverts anyways. Just get out of here. And I say that because, I was a Cub Scout. And when I see what they're doing now, holy cow. To me, they're a bunch of cowards. Anyways, and oops, sorry about that. Go to the top, home. And if you want, there's more articles that you can check out yourself. For example, final article number 1222. Raising the price of the dollar against the dinar increases the suffering of the Iraqis. Oh my God. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. This is number 6 or 5. Family, how many more ways? Bob Miller, it is fantastic, isn't it? What do you think, Bob Miller? Are they telling the citizens exactly the way we told you that they would tell them? What do you think, Bob Miller? Huh? Come on, tell me. Come on, buddy. Post. You say it's fantastic. Do you think that they are telling the citizens exactly what we told you? Come on, Bob. Go ahead and post. Tell me. Well, Jose says, I think it's great. Oh, Marilyn says no? Okay, I tell you what. Tell Marilyn goodbye. Marilyn, I don't want to disturb you, honey. If you feel that what we have told you is not what they're telling you, we'll say goodbye to you. Go ahead and say goodbye to her, okay? Bye-bye. So, everything that we have told you is right there, right in front of your eyes. Yeah. And look at what it says here. Raising the price of the dollar against the dinar increases the suffering of the Iraqis. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? You did that in December, didn't you? Yeah, Frank, on your birthday. Yeah, that's right. On December the 20th, you guys were going to raise the value. In fact, we have the article where the IMF says you were going to raise it at the end of the last year. But then you asked permission to actually lower it further to bring in more 3 zeros and to ward off speculators, right? Yeah. And now, what are you telling me about that? What you did on December the 20th of last year. Well, raising the price of the dollar and lowering the price of the Iraqi dinar and our exchange rate, oh, gee whiz, it just caused a lot of suffering of Iraqis. And look what I say. Family, admitting what they were denying. We would make an increase in the exchange rate. All this time, what do they say, Parliament? No, never going to happen. No, you're screwed. No. Yeah. Beautiful report. It is in depth. Talks about what happened. Talks about when they lowered the price. These are the things we told you. And the truth of the matter is that the government of Iraq, the GOI, has other goals and we can't reach it under these conditions. This is an amazing, here's some solutions. We're providing these. Wonderful article. Find article number 1223. The deputy is saying that the Baghdad summit is an important step to move the stagnant waters in the region. Family, the program rate was the stagnant waters. Now everything that you are reading here, everything that we've shared with you, is a completely different situation. Let my exchange rate go, and they have. Let's turn this around and say goodbye to the family. Thanks for turning off all those other computers. Oh, I always... No, you have to do this part, babe. I always mess that up. Thank you. Well, that's your call. I didn't really expect to be with you. Holy cow, an hour and a half we were with you. I'm sorry about that. I got to go rest now. I love you. If you need me for anything, especially with what we showed you about colostrum 6, oh my word. The scientific study shows that it fights COVID. 16 months I've been waiting and waiting to get sick. I haven't got sick, from COVID. I've been trying to not get sick. And I praise God. I praise God tremendously that, no, I did not get anything in those 16 months. Everything that I take, everything that I bring to you, that I share with you, has been fighting COVID. And I didn't even know it. I didn't know the scientific report shows that colostrum has an iron atom that works with a protein that helps to kill COVID. $39.95, I think, a month. Not bad, huh? Better than those stupid vaccines, man. It's not even a vaccine. Hey, Iraq, this is impressive. Can I ask one question? Mm-hmm. You talked about the float, and thank you, because Walking Stick and I have been waiting. You talked about everything that we've been talking about. And you're getting very close to showing those samples, to the to the citizens of Iraq and showing them the new exchange rate. I mean, you told them you changed it, so you're preparing them now to show the new exchange rate. When you unpeg from the American dollar, where's your value? When you unpeg from the American dollar, to go out floating, where's your value? We'll talk about that on Monday's UB2B. Pray for the United States of America, family. Pray for the United States of America. And I don't want to say anything more. I said enough at the beginning of our UB2V. But Walking Stick and I want you to know that remember when I read to you that they said that they're raising it to a certain bar? Yeah, well, that bar is the managed float, and they want to reach the certain bar is an exchange rate that they're trying to reach, that they've already recalculated, that they feel comfortable for. And that's why we don't know exactly what they're going to do once they raise the value. They may limit you to a certain amount of time to exchange those 3 zeros, and then you won't be able to take part in the international growth. Hey, 1-to-1's fine. Also, for example, Biden. I don't like Biden. He's my enemy. He's the enemy of Americans. He's killing every American that you can find in every way possible. Over 1 million people came across the border, and he gave them money, he gave them bus, he gave them airplanes, he gave them food, housing, everything. Where you want to go, you got it, okay. But he can't bring home our American soldiers. This is a treasonous act. This is impeachment. Sir, you need to resign as quickly as possible. You're the enemy of the state, of the United States. Everybody knows it. Even NBC, ABC, CBS, all those people that are with you, They're scratching their heads, and they're still talking to you like, you got baby gloves. And what do? You just go, ugh. You dropped your head down on the mic yesterday. How stupid are you, sir? And then when you're done, you walk away. You turn around like a zombie. And then you walk away like a zombie. Dear God, I miss President Trump. But anyways, Walking Stick and I want you to know that what they're doing, like I said, is a certain bar is the exchange rate that they want to establish through the managed float within a basket of currencies. And no, it doesn't have to be Middle Eastern currencies. Can the Vietnamese dong be in this basket when they float, Frank? Yeah, it doesn't have to be Middle Eastern countries. Although, ironically enough, the Vietnamese dong falls under Middle Eastern currency because it's next to the Asian theater. Yeah, Walking Stick and I want you to know that what you're seeing in these articles, it's all about the accounting. We said it before. It's all about the accounting because they've already done the revaluation. It is the accounting that is being calculated into the budget, into the ACL, into the salaries, into everything that they're doing right now. It's all about the numbers right now. And yes, supply and demand does detect the value of a currency. But the CBI will control their float. They will detect the value of their currency because they've already calculated it in a second set of books. Let me give you an example. They've maintained a 2 to 3% compliance for over 3 years. You don't think they can maintain the exchange rate that they have as a goal that they want to release? God only knows if it's going to be for us. It depends on how much time they give you to exchange. And by the way, I don't really like Biden. And I don't know if I'm going to exchange my currency with an American bank. Our U.S. Treasury has a specific amount of Iraqi dinars that even President Trump told you how much it was last year in an interview, and I kept that interview. We know exactly how many dinars are in the U.S. Treasury. But when I go to a bank and I deposit my dinars and convert them into American dollars, that bank is going to send it to the U.S. Treasury, and Biden is going to have more dinars. Not on my watch. God bless you all. And take care of each other. Pray for each other. Pray for America. Pray for Israel. Pray for those that are trying to come home from Afghanistan. Please, Heavenly Father, please protect your children. Protect these people that were abandoned by the President of the United States of America. Please give the President better ideas. Give him a plan. He doesn't know what he's doing. Well, he knows what he's doing. He's killing us. But from the east to the west, Abba, you took care of Governor Cuomo. And you're taking care of Governor Gavin. Please, Abba, finish and take care of the rest of those that are killing us. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, I pray with great faith, putting it in your hands, knowing you are taking care of it. You shall take care of it. And you have taken care of it. God bless you all. I'll see you again on our Monday UB2B. Because believe it or not, I got more articles to show you where they admitted that they raised the value of their currency. I'll take care. Bye-bye.
This session is no longer being recorded.
Hurrah.
Goodbye.
I don't even want a cookie.
No.
No, I don't even want a cookie. I want to go lay down. Can I go lay down?
Yeah.
I got boo-boo.
Okay.
Stupid boo-boo. Stupid boo-boo.
Bye.
Bye-bye.